Welcome back, fellow adventurers, to Let's Play the Dig. When we left off, we were up here on this, I think this is the third spire? Yeah, because the first one is the museum, and the second one had the planetarium on it. So now we are on the third spire, which I believe is called the Tomb Spire. And, if we look at this engraving, we looked at before, but I just want to call attention once again to the fact that there are these two, looks like both moons are in the crescent phase, and they are located behind the circle of one of the other spires that we can see in the distance if we just go over here. Now, I had some trouble at the end of the last video trying to remember exactly what to do next. Here are these two moons again. So we've set up the scene here like is in the engraving, but I just remembered one other thing that we can try here, which should hopefully move us along. You notice that all of these tiles here on the floor are pretty much blank, except for this one here, which also has the double crescent moon symbol here. And if we walk over here, this goes down, and we can see that the shutter opens up. Now, you might think, well, maybe those moons have something to do with getting light down here, but it turns out that this is a little bit misleading. It looks like there's light coming down from this opening up here, but it turns out it's not enough light, and I'll show you what I mean. First thing that I remembered after the last video was that normally when you walk off the stone, it goes up and this thing closes again. So we actually have another use for this rod that we picked up before, and that is to keep the plate depressed.
That should hold it.
How that's supposed to work, I am not sure. It looks like it sank into the ground there, which is kind of weird. But anyway, it does work. See, now it's fixed, which means the shutter here is opened and stays open. And now, if we go back up, you'll see here that the light from inside is shining back out through here. So this is actually the other side of where the shutter leads to. And you can see there's dirt covering it. So let's see if we can get rid of that dirt.
There's something smooth under the dirt. A lens. Light must pass through it down into...
So here we are. This, I guess, would be the statue of this great revered figure that we learned about in the museum. So let's see what happens if we look at it.
I worry this statue is life-sized. I hope I don't get kicked out for destroying the exhibit.
Wow, that is one fragile statue. But let's see, what's left is something called Crypt, so let's see if we can interact with that.
This is a pretty elaborate setup for a burial crypt. Something about this old relic must have been important.
Let's see. Something. I think I know where we have to go, but I can't quite remember how we do that.
This is a pretty elaborate setup for a burial crypt.
Let's see.
Something about this old relic must have been important. It won't accomplish anything.
Okay, light crystals don't work on it. How about this gold rod?
I can't use these two things together.
Nope. Oh, let's see. Once again, my memory has failed me. I'm trying to remember what to do. Let's talk with Maggie outside. Let's get her on the comm and see if she has anything to say about the tomb. You can also ask her if she's made any progress.
Robbins. Come in, Robbins.
This is Robbins.
Alright. I don't see any new subject about the tomb yet. Let's just see if she's made any progress in the library.
How are you doing with your data retrieval?
I'm retrieving, I'm just not understanding.
But you're pretty sure it's their language.
I don't know. Just like the museum you found, I think this library was meant to be used by lots of different species. I think this language may have been especially designed to be easy to translate.
If it's easy, why is it taking so long?
It's easy compared to translating a genuinely alien language that you've never heard spoken aloud. Give me a break, Boston. I think I've got a handle on a couple of the symbols, but I have to test it out and see if it makes sense.
I'm thinking that maybe we should consider teaming up again.
Why? I think the answer to getting home is here in these displays. You go out and explore like you have been, and I'll work at getting us home. When I figure it out, I'll take you with me. No charge.
Okay, so no new breakthroughs there.
Thanks.
Let's see, is Brink talking?
Brink, come in, Brink. Great. He's decided to play hide and seek. Well, I don't have time to waste on children's games.
No, he's not going to talk to us. Okay. Now, we know last time we saw Brink, he's up that path working on the light crystal machine. I'm going to take one quick look over there to just make sure that I haven't missed anything, and then I think we're going to check out another spire. Sounds like Brink's still here. Yep. Oh, we can get a nice look here off the cliff. It's a long way down. Alright. Just in case you didn't know, you can actually skip the walking sequences if you double-click on whatever path you want to take to get out of here. So, for example, if I double-click this, we're just right there. So it's a nice way to get around really fast, around places that you haven't been before. Do we ever look at the eclipsing moons?
The larger moon is being eclipsed by the smaller one.
True. Anyway, let's head back. Next time we go to the tomb spire, we can do so over the light bridges. Alright. Back to the Nexus we go. Let's see, do we have all 4 plates? No, we're missing one more plate. Once we have that, we can get into that door right there, I believe. So what else? What other doors are there to look at? We've opened most of them now. Ah, yes. So this would be the... What door is that? That'd be the orange door, maybe? We have... Well, the goldenrod here has 5 symbols instead of 4, so this is probably not a door code. And I think we've used the other 3. Yeah, we have, because we've gone into 3 different spires. So the only one left would be orange. Yeah. I think this is the last door besides one with the panels in it anyway. Okay, so... Look at the orange rod. This rod apparently belongs to the Borg, because there's at least 3 cubes in it. Blue, green, red, and then a red D8. Alright. Blue. And green. And finally red. And then the diamond-like shape. Okay. That didn't work. But that is the right code. So you notice here that the rock here has broken a electrical panel. And the trick here is that the code is right, but the panel is not getting power. We need to pry off the top
See
here.
if we can pry the cover off. That's it.
This is where you use the tusk as a pry bar, as opposed to the last time I tried to use it. So the last thing to do, and considering this is from a completely alien, a different alien spacecraft, it's amazing that this little jury rig works, but you basically got to hook the wire up to the panel and then hook the other end of the wire up to where the sparks are and get it powered up that way. Kids, don't try this at home.
Let's see if we can get something flowing from this broken conduit on the floor. If I don't electrocute myself in the process.
Indeed.
I should have been an electrician.
He automatically puts the cover back on. So yeah, that current was strong enough to vaporize the wire. I'm surprised it worked, but it did. Alright, so this should work, I believe. Blue, green, red. Let's see. Maybe I just need to get redo one of the symbols so that it clicks back into place. I don't know. Let's try it. Blue, green, red, diamond. Oh, maybe I misremembered again. Maybe this is not the right one. I definitely put in the right code. Yep. Let's have another look around here. Yeah, we just came out of there. What the heck? Let's try the green one. Blue, blue, green, green. Oh, I'll be. Okay. Well, so much for that rule of the color of the rod matching the door, because that was definitely not a green door. But, good thing I tried it, instead of having to go wander off and try to find some other way. Oh, what a mess. It's like these things are ancient ruins or something. Okay. Hopefully the tram call still works. I summon you, hamster wheel. Take me to rodent nirvana. Or the next spire. And once again, the music has left us, but hopefully it's waiting outside. Ooh, now this is pretty. And unlike the other spires, we immediately have two different directions we can go. There's a cavern up here and an opening over there. Oh, some interesting sounds down here. Almost, maybe they're animal calls. But, like I said, adventuring, you go left first. So let's try the opening. Strange field.
A kind of light that's just on the edge of existence.
It's glowing similar to the light crystals. I wonder what happens if we put these on.
I can't use these two things together.
Okay. Try the goldenrod with it?
It won't accomplish anything.
No? Okay. Well, something definitely we can come back to. Something which is on the edge of existence. Let's look at the cavern. A pit? Okay. Another opening. Bunch of those bat creatures again. Overgrown, but in a kind of epic way. See what's over to the right. Is there anything? Nope. Just a river that goes into one of the crevices. Let's see what the panel looks like. Oh. I know that thing. Series of... Yep, it's just like before. Huh. Well, maybe there's another rod around here somewhere. Ah, and here's our light bridge.
Another broken light bridge.
Okay. Maybe we just need to adjust it.
Just needs a little adjustment.
That looks a little skewed.
Okay, so maybe it needs a little more adjustment.
See if this one works. Nope.
Another broken light bridge. It still doesn't work.
I know.
Must be something wrong inside the control panel.
Oh. Okay. Let's see if we can open the panel then. Ah, it actually does get work. We can just take that off. That's an invitation to mess with
So this is
stuff.
what's in the guts of these machines.
So here, if I remember correctly, the idea is to get this beam here to hit all three crystals. You see, when the white light hits one of these beams here, it splits into 3 different colors, which then can go bouncing around here. So I think you need to make the color beam match the same color crystal that it hits. Like that. I think... that's a bit easy. Does it have to hit all of them? Maybe that's the real trick. Because that's a little easy, I think. Let's see, what happens if we do that? And that.
Pretty impressive for someone who never took a class in alien physics.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive for someone who never took a class in alien physics.
Yes, we're very proud of you, Boston. It won't... Okay, it won't let me stay on that screen, so just if you back up and pause the video, you will see what the solution looks like. Basically, the light beams have to hit all the different crystals, but each color, blue, red, and green, have to end up at the corresponding colored crystal. So, yeah, that took me a little bit to figure out my first time. Let's see if this works now.
Another broken light bridge.
Okay, I think it still needs some adjustment of the lens at this point.
If at first you don't succeed.
How about this time? Here we go. Okay, just one more spire to go and everything's going to be linked up. This is called the map room. Oh yeah, I think I remember now. This is a map room, which means if we put in a code for each spire, we can see an image of somewhere in that spire, I believe. So let's start from the beginning here. Let's see, remember this can say green triangle, red cube, blue D20. And I forgot it already. Okay, yeah, I'm going the right way. Red cube, blue D20. Okay. Of course, this would be the one where you have to go all the way through the others. Yep, that would be the shore where we blew up that sea monster.
Amazing map system. You don't even have to refold it when you're done.
Ah, the days when maps were just on paper, as opposed to nowadays that they're all on Google or on your iPhones. Okay, let's try the second one we went to, which is a green cube, and then cube, D12, D20, all red.
So there is more to that crypt than I first thought.
Yeah, now Boston catches it, thank goodness, but you may not. Once again, if you go back and look at that image in the video, you will see that where that statue came up, well, I should say, when the statue rose up from the floor, Boston didn't see it. He came into the tomb right afterwards. So unfortunately, this is a case where what Boston knows and what you know is not exactly the same thing, which may cause some confusion as to why you need to come here in order to get to that tomb. But basically the idea is that Boston doesn't know that that statue just rose up from a hole in the floor until he sees this image projected, and that image is of basically the triangular portion removed away so that there's a hole leading down into further deep into the tomb. So it's a little contrived here, but there's always a few moments like that in most adventure games. Just for completion's sake, let's have a look at the other two rooms. So this is blue, green, red cube, and then the D8. Going all the way around is such a hassle. I wish you could right-click and make it go the other way. But oh well. Just listen to the wonderfully relaxing sounds. Okay, Boston doesn't have a comment on the tomb spire. Let's see if we have the map look at itself. I wonder if that will cause some kind of black hole. Okay. Blue and then green. Okay. Okay, that was the lower portion. I can't remember if it showed something in that area of water or not. It was kind of hard to see. But let's head down for a moment. I just want to double check. As you might think, even if you haven't played this game before, there is something with this strange field.
A kind of light that's just on the edge of existence.
Does this do anything?
I can't use these two things together.
No. Never mind. Hopefully we can make some progress on the tomb here. We'll be back to there eventually. Okay, I'm gonna go through the light bridges, since I can now. And we want to go back to the tomb spire. Head down. Okay, now let's see if this works. Alright, so by some mechanism it sensed Boston's presence and floated down here. This is more than just a hunk of stone, apparently, and we can go back up if we want, but let's have a look around first. Oops. Let's try going the other way. I don't think there's anything to the right. Ah, here we go. Should have checked left first. I need to follow my own rules. Broken bones and a door. Okay, let's check out the broken bones.
Oh, now suddenly we've got guard dogs. Where did he come from, anyway?
Yeah. He looks pretty nasty.
He just rose up out of a pile of bones near the door, after a crystal fell from the wall. Not a bad system of keeping guard dogs around. Even if they die of old age, just drop a crystal on him and there he is again, barking his brains out.
I have to admit, on the one hand, that's kind of a clever way of having, you know, living creatures guard someplace. On the other hand, though, it's incredibly cruel, I think, because obviously no one's around to take care of them, but you still have an automatic system dropping these crystals, it seems. So you bring them back to life, they die in a couple days of starvation, and then when the system gets triggered again, they have to rise up and starve to death again. Kind of nasty. But actually, you notice there's two sets here, so the solution is to basically start an argument. We can play Resurrection too.
Look, it's the Ugly Twins. That worked out rather well.
Yeah, this is another kind of, you know, really kind of solution, because there's no way that we would have known that they would attack each other. We know nothing about the habits of these particular creatures. I mean, the only way that you could say that they give you a hint is just because there's another skeleton. And the whole thing with the life crystals is that we can reanimate skeletons using them. But still, it's a bit of a silly solution, I think.
That'll teach you guys not to mess with Boston Low. Space Commander.
Space Commander!
I can't get it open.
Well, shoot. Oh, wait a minute, there's a slot here.
A life crystal fell from this slot and resurrected that guardian creature.
I wonder if my memory is correct, if this is where you use the slot, or the golden rod. Slot.
The door evaporated when the engraving touched the slot. This is the engraving we found in the shipwreck. The one the first ghost gave us. This must be where the ghost wanted us to come all along.
And just to put a nuance on what Boston said, it wasn't that we found the rod because the ghost led us there. They may have missed it, but as the audience, we know that the ghost actually managed to materialize the rod and place it there. Or at least transport it there somehow, because it was definitely not there to begin with. But anyway, yeah, this is probably indeed where the ghost wanted us to go. So let's check it out. Kind of grand looking natural chamber here, but with a constructed platform, excuse me, and a pyramid at the end of it. These creatures do sure like their
Maggie,
geometry.
I found something. It's far below the tomb, past some pretty ugly guards. A dead alien sealed inside a crystal pyramid.
Sounds like they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
Must have been important to him. A king or something.
Or it terrified them. Remember, this is the land of the life crystals. Dead doesn't necessarily mean dead. Maybe they were trying to keep it from being found and revived.
But this is where the ghost wanted us to go. The key to the last door was the key that the first ghost showed us, back in the ruined spaceship.
Still, you don't have a key to the pyramid, right? Besides, how do you know the ghost is our friend? Brink died by digging where the ghost pointed.
I hate not having enough information.
I'm working as fast as I can to get this stuff translated. I'm so close I can taste it.
Fine, keep working. Call me if you think of anything helpful.
I wouldn't say that they probably wanted this thing to never be revived, because if you recall, in order to revive something, you need to have its complete skeleton. So if they wanted to make sure it wasn't revived, they could have just scattered the bones of this creature here. On the other hand, though, this looks a little bit like, with the little clawed hands there up front, looks like maybe the creatures we saw in the museum. So these may be one of the native inhabitants. It definitely looks dead, but the reason we can see it at all is because it looks like this little tomb structure is semi-transparent, so you can kind of see inside it. Once again, we have, just like out in the room, outside on that door with the guards, if you look really closely, the panel with the slot had 5 little indentations, and here it has the same 5 indentations here. So maybe the gold rod will work here as well. Let's have a look at the corpse.
It's the remains of a huge creature.
It looks more mummified than just a skeleton. But even so, I guess we can go ahead and take the shot and see if we can revive it.
He's very tall. Or I'm very short. I wish I didn't keep thinking of the term bite size. Please be friendly. I hope you're friendly. I'm certainly friendly. Let's all be friends.
Laham Chianak Trestolum, Kalatisia Nea Eklash Park.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer in the convenient world of Star Trek and Universal translators. Although it's not just Star Trek that takes the easy way out when it comes to alien languages.
How does it feel to be alive again after all these years? I can't believe I said something so lame.
Zulsen Sloak Natslak. He reads Sanarum Mainzian.
Let's say something profound at first contact.
I'm Boston Lowe, and I've got 2 crew members around here somewhere, and we're stuck here and we need help.
Kalatisia Nea
Very profound, Boston. Well, I have the sneaking suspicion that no matter what we ask about, we're just going to get that same language back. So, I guess we need to wait for Maggie to actually get good at this language.
Well, hey, thanks. It's been great talking to you. So long. You can go back to sleep now or whatever.
Zulsen Sloak Natslak. He reads Sanarum Mainzian.
I'd better tell Maggie about this.
Indeed.
Maggie. Come in, Maggie.
Yes? What?
Maggie, you won't believe what just happened.
Boston, I think I've got it. I've got the language. I can read this stuff now.
Can you speak it? Because I've got this...
But take this inscription here. I'm pretty sure it's talking about...
Maggie?
My mind must be playing tricks on me.
What were you saying about...
Oh! What are you? What do you want?
What's happening? What's going on?
Boston! Brink! Anybody! Help!
Maggie! Brink! Come in! Wherever you are, we need you! Something's happened to Maggie. Damn.
Uh-oh. some kind of very ominous creature has just got Maggie, and yeah, I think it's time that we mount a rescue. And so we will attempt to save Maggie from whatever that was in the next video.